The first thing students see when they log in, just like a teacher would, is this grid with all of their different classes. The difference is obviously they're going to have different classes. And one of my favorite features about this, and it's not on here right now because I don't have an assignment that's due within the next day or two, is that in this white space below the title, it will tell them due today, and it gives them the assignment, and if they click right on that, it takes them directly to that in Google Classroom. So if I look at my period 6 class, the first thing that students do when they sign in, though, is I always tell them to switch over to classwork, because this stream can become very disorganized and hard to follow. So I tell them to switch to classwork, which is where I have organized things by section, by topic, and I can actually put these in order of the way that they see, so you can drag these and move them around. At the bottom, it used to be at the top, but now it's near the bottom, is class information. Here I have my syllabus that has my contact information and the basic rules of the class. I have my first day slides. This is what I go over with students the first day of school. Has the same information as the syllabus, but in more precise and concise information. And then, what did you do this summer? And this is where we get to know each other. We spend like 20 to 30 minutes the first day of class of a 15-minute period just sharing stories of what we did. This is my trip to the Grand Canyon. This is what I did with my dog during the summer. I like to go fishing, just giving the kids a general idea of who I am, and then I give them time to talk to the people that they're sitting with, and then we share out and talk as a class what they did this summer. Just a good get-to-know-you day and kind of break the ice of the monotonous, here are all the rules of my classroom. The calendar in Google Classroom is a little bit different. You have to be let's see if I can pull it up. It's not as intuitive in some things. The way it pops us, if I click on this, and now I'm missing where my calendar went, but calendar is connected to your Google Calendar. So if I go to grades, this is not connected to anything people, not connected to anything classwork. This is connected to students' Google Drives. And then I can go to calendar, and you do have to go outside of it for some things. And anything I do in class automatically is added to my Google Calendar. So the red is my school's master calendar that we go through. These yellow boxes here are past assignments that I've collected from students. And then here is a question. So how did your group work together on this project? And it says period 6, do this time. And it shows up on, this is the same thing that students would see. It shows up on the calendar. Theirs just doesn't have as much other stuff on it. Next week, my students are going to be starting working on an electromagnetic spectrum poster. So they have their instruction sheet that I will post on here and also give to them. Each group gets their own topic, and they're going to have a couple class periods to make a poster that we are going to put up and do a gallery walk and walk around, and they'll answer some questions about what other students have on their posters. There's also a video that they can watch here about the electromagnetic spectrum from Brain Pop, or they can read the movie transcript if they choose. And there's a little reading from NASA that's here for them. Another video they could watch. All the information that they want you to need. I like this one because when you go over one of the words, the definition pops up, or it gives them a little bit more information. So just cool little page, interactive page about the electromagnetic spectrum, but also involving space in it, not just teaching what the spectrum is. The rubric is posted here. It says complete your poster with your group and have ready to display by Wednesday 10/23 for a gallery walk. And they can click on the rubric, and it gives them all of the information on how I am going to grade and what their poster needs to have. There is also a little question here. So how did your group work together on this project? This is just a quick summary of group evaluation form. Overall, Classroom is absolutely my favorite. Just the ease of use. If I decided I wanted to add something else, I have no problem. Like, it's so easy. You hit create, it's right there. Whatever it is you want to use. One of my favorite things is you can reuse posts from other classes if I forgot to post it, or I can even go back previous school years that I have archived Google Classrooms from. So mine go all the way back to 2015 that I have these when we first started using it, and I can upload a post from there. I can also, instead of having to post it in every class separately, I can select all of my classes at once, and I can choose the topic, the section I want it to be added to. I can choose the due date here and the points. Usually I leave it as ungraded, but I can attach things right from my Google Drive. I can have kids attach things right from their Google Drive. I can have kids create Google Docs within Classroom. They can do Google Slideshows within Classroom. There's so many options with the programs and apps that Google has. The one thing I wish they did differently was grades. I don't use the grading feature very much, which is why it doesn't look very good here, because my school district uses Q as our gradebook, and in order to get grades from Google to Q, I have to write them all down on a piece of paper or copy and paste each student's score individually, and it just becomes a time waster, and so I would rather just grade it and write it down or put it directly into Q rather than just taking one more step. My hope would be that they could come up with a one button that you push and you can choose which program or which software gradebook and you can just like switch it right over. That would be the greatest thing, and I think I would use Classroom 100 times more just because of that for more assignments. Overall, I love Google Classroom. I can't wait to see what changes they come up with next. They're constantly changing and adapting, and I think it is something that all teachers should be familiar with, and I can't say enough good things about it.